So you want to find love? People tell you it takes luck, timing, and a whole lot of effort to find the one. But what you actually end up finding is crippling self-doubt and an empty carton of ice cream. That's not even a joke. On the bright side, at least you now know the difference between "you deserve better" and "it's not you, it's me." If you haven't guessed by the title, finding love is actually pretty easy. Even if you think you're undateable, you're not. If you compare yourself to every other species, you've already got the upper hand. Penguins literally spend months looking for a rock to give their crush. You just have to swipe right on your phone. You already have one advantage. You are not a penguin. When people like you and me say we want to find love, we're not talking about the kind of thing you see in those sappy rom-coms. You know, the ones where someone accidentally trips into a bakery, lands in a pile of flour, and then locks eyes with their soulmate holding a baguette. No, what we're after is way more relatable. We want someone who gets us, someone who sees our collection of novelty mugs or our midnight ramen eating habits and says, "Yeah, I'm into it." Ideally, this person won't judge your weird hobbies, unless your weird hobby is judging people's hobbies, in which case, maybe don't lead with that. We're also looking for a partner in crime for the simple joys of life, like binge-watching bad TV. And let's be clear, they need to appreciate the art of bad TV, not sit there pointing out every plot hole like it's their job. Nobody's here for a TED Talk on why the ghost in episode 3 couldn't possibly haunt a 19th century mansion because of zoning laws. Just pass the popcorn and laugh at the cheesy jump scares. Most importantly, we're looking for someone who makes us feel less alone, but not to the point where we have to share our fries. There's a sacredness to personal fries, and the right person will understand this. They'll know that while sharing is caring, fry sharing is borderline betrayal. The problem is, the internet's advice on finding love is either painfully impractical or feels like it was generated by an AI with a severe empathy gap. You've heard it all before. Be yourself. Love will find you when you're not looking. Or my personal favorite, let the universe guide you. Like, okay, universe, but can I at least get a GPS pin? Am I supposed to just stand around like an NPC, waiting for the protagonist to accidentally spill coffee on me so we can exchange quirky apologies and fall in love? Thanks, but no thanks. The real issue is that these generic tips never address the awkward reality of actually finding love. Being yourself sounds nice, but what if yourself tends to freeze up and start quoting obscure movie lines when nervous? How is that helpful? Love will find you when you're not looking sounds poetic until you realize that it's basically telling you to give up and hope for the best. And let's not even get started on those motivational posters with phrases like, "dance like nobody's watching," or "follow your heart." What does that even mean? Is my heart supposed to have a map, or... The truth is, we're all looking for something real, but the advice we're given often feels as useful as trying to assemble IKEA furniture without the manual. So let's leave the vague platitudes behind and focus on what actually works. And if someone tells you to just put yourself out there, ask them to be more specific. Like, out where? Out to the grocery store? Out to the park? Out of my comfort zone? Seriously, give me a map, a guide, and maybe a snack for the road. But yeah, at some point you have to actually talk to another human being. Scary, I know. So what can you do to find love that isn't just the same old self-help jargon copy-pasted from a 2008 blog post? The first step is realizing that love isn't some magical, mystical thing reserved for people with perfect teeth and a Spotify playlist full of indie hits. Love is about connection, and you don't need to be a supermodel or a social butterfly to connect with someone. You just need to be not terrible. The bar is low, folks. Hot take, though? Talking to people isn't hard. It's just wildly terrifying sometimes. But hey, everything seems scary until you do it. Like riding a bike or using your boss's microwave at work. The trick is to start small but aim big. First off, don't limit yourself to only chatting up potential crushes. Talk to everyone. Your barista? Ask them what their favorite drink is, even if it sounds like something that would bankrupt you. That person walking their dog? Compliment their furry friend like you're auditioning to be a pet psychic. These casual conversations are like push-ups for your social muscles. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And eventually, you'll be ripped. In a social way, not a gym way. Unless you're into that too. Also, here's a pro tip for you. Don't just talk, actually listen. That's right, 2 ears, 1 mouth, do the math. When someone shares something about themselves, treat it like they just handed you a VIP pass to their brain. If they mention their favorite band, don't just go, "Oh, cool." Instead, pull a little Sherlock Holmes action. Look up a song or two, and next time you see them, casually drop, "I checked out that band you mentioned. They slap." Boom. You've just unlocked level 2 of social interaction, showing genuine interest. And let's be real, remembering small details about someone's life is basically sorcery. It makes people feel seen, heard, and kind of special. Someone tells you they love pineapple pizza? Next time say, "So, still putting pineapple on your pizza, huh?" Bold choice. Now you're memorable. Not everyone's favorite, sure, but memorable. Oh, and don't underestimate the power of a good question. If you're stuck in an awkward silence, pull out a wild card. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Or, would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? It's weird, it's fun, and it opens the door to conversations that don't feel like they came from a job interview. And while we're here, let's debunk a myth. You don't need to be endlessly entertaining. You're not auditioning for a Netflix comedy special. If you're naturally funny, great, sprinkle that humor in. If not, don't stress about it. Just focus on being genuine and engaged. People respond to realness, not rehearsed one-liners. Though, if you've got a killer dad joke in your back pocket, I won't stop you. Now let's talk about timing. You don't have to wait for some perfect movie montage-worthy moment to strike up a conversation. Life isn't a rom-com. It's messy and weird, and sometimes you'll say hi while accidentally dropping your phone in your coffee. That's fine. In fact, that's ideal. People love a little awkward authenticity. It's way better than feeling like they're talking to a robot programmed for small talk. Practice is key, my friend. The more you talk to people, the less terrifying it becomes. Eventually, it'll feel natural. You'll get better at reading body language, gauging interest, and knowing when to throw in a joke or just shut up and listen. Before you know it, you'll be the smooth conversationalist you never thought you could be. Or at least less likely to accidentally call someone the wrong name mid-chat. Progress is progress. So, start small, talk big, and embrace the awkwardness. Because if love is a numbers game, then every conversation you have gets you one step closer to hitting the jackpot. And if nothing else, at least you'll have some hilarious stories to tell later. Win-win, right? With that being said, put yourself in situations where you can meet new people. This doesn't mean you have to go to a nightclub if you hate loud music and overpriced drinks. It just means finding spaces where you're comfortable being yourself while also being around others. Join a class, volunteer, or even just hang out at your favorite coffee shop more often. The goal is to increase the odds of bumping into someone who vibes with you. Statistically, it's simple math. More exposure equals more chances. All right, time to face the big, scary R word: rejection. The word itself feels like it should come with a sad trombone sound effect. But spoiler alert, it's really not that deep. Everyone and their dog has been rejected at some point. Yes, even that friend who somehow makes sweatpants look like couture. Rejection happens. It's not the apocalypse, it's just part of the game. Think of it like downloading a software update. You try something, it doesn't work, so you adapt and keep going. When someone isn't into you, it doesn't mean your lovability is broken beyond repair. It means they're not your person. And honestly, that's their loss, champ. Imagine you're trying to charge your phone. You wouldn't keep jamming it into a broken charger, right? Nope. You'd toss that dud aside and find one that actually works. Same deal with rejection. It's not personal, it's just bad compatibility. Plus, nobody wants to be the emotional equivalent of a broken charger. No juice? No use. Let's take it a step further. Rejection is like an online shopping return. You thought that sweater was the perfect fit, but it showed up looking like a toddler's Halloween costume. You don't blame yourself. You just ship it back and move on. Next time, you'll probably read the reviews first, or pick a better store. The point is, rejection teaches you stuff. It's like life's little pop quizzes, only without the failing grade. If rejection stings, remember that everyone has their preferences. One person's, "not my type," is another's, "OMG, they're perfect." Think of yourself as a gourmet pizza. Some people are all about your extra cheese and pepperoni, while others are inexplicably pineapple enthusiasts. Don't try to be everyone's favorite slice. That's exhausting and frankly impossible. Just be the delicious pizza you are, and the right foodie will find you. Also, rejection isn't just a one-way street. You've probably rejected someone too, whether you realize it or not. Maybe it was that person who confessed their love in middle school, or the one who used the phrase "Dogecoin to the moon" in casual conversation. It doesn't mean they're unworthy of love. It just means they weren't your person. See how that works? And if you're still hung up on a specific rejection, consider this. Not everyone is going to like you, and that's perfectly fine. Beyoncé isn't everyone's favorite artist either, and she's Beyoncé. Take the no as a blessing in disguise. It clears the way for someone better to walk in. Bottom line, rejection is just data. Data that helps you improve, pivot, and maybe laugh a little. It's not the universe saying, "You shall be alone forever." It's the universe saying, "Wrong door. Try the next one." And hey, each door you open gets you closer to the right one. Keep knocking, and eventually, the universe will be like, okay, here's your soulmate. Sheesh, persistent much? So take a deep breath. Embrace the no like a boss, dust yourself off, and keep putting yourself out there. Because if you don't try, you'll never get to hear that one yes that changes everything. The key to finding love is being open, being patient, and being willing to put yourself out there. It's not about crafting the perfect Tinder bio or learning 20 different ways to say hi without sounding awkward. It's about being real and showing people the best version of you, the one that's kind, funny, and maybe just a little bit weird. And remember, love isn't about finding someone to complete you, like you're a jigsaw puzzle missing the one piece that somehow fell under the couch. Nope, you're already a whole magnificent masterpiece. Love is more like finding someone who walks into your gallery and says, "Wow, this is weird and wonderful, and I want the VIP tour." It's about someone who makes life a little more fun, like sneaking snacks into the movies, and a little less lonely but not so clingy that they start monitoring your snack stash. Most importantly, they make life a whole lot more interesting, like a surprise twist in a reality show you didn't even realize you were starring in. And if that person hasn't shown up yet? Chill. The journey to finding love is like a road trip. Half the fun is in the pit stops, the wrong turns, and that one questionable diner where you accidentally discover the world's best pie. Plus, every rom-com hero has a montage phase, and you're smack in the middle of yours. So cue the music, embrace the awkward moments, and remember, your love story's just getting started. So go out there, swipe right, strike up conversations, and most importantly, don't give up. Because finding love is easy, actually. You just have to give it a chance. Thanks for watching this guide to finding love. If you want to keep supporting the channel, go ahead and like the video, smash that subscribe button, and maybe share it with a friend who needs it. Take care, and we'll catch you in the next one. Oh, and remember, life is actually pretty easy once you let it be.